What happened at Waco affected all of us. It affected the entire country.
I love playing Gary because I love the mindset of a negotiator. It's just a fascinating process, what he goes through to try and disarm these situations. For Gary, Waco was one of the more traumatic events in his career. The fact that he wasn't able to get everyone out weighs on him. And he's also trying to figure out what next. There are a lot of militia groups in the country that are sowing the seeds of dissent. He knows it's important to keep an eye on that.
I think Jacob and Gary are both reeling from what happened to them and also how they became pariahs. Gary with the FBI and Jacob with the ATF. Gary is worried that what happened at Waco is triggering more extremism. So my character Jacob introduces Gary to Angie.
Angie Gram worked closely with a very erratic informant named Howe. She's the link between Gary and Carol in order to figure out what's happening with these white supremacist groups. Howe, she's not the most reliable seeming informant.
Carol is a woman who has affiliated herself with a far-right neo-Nazi party named the Aryan Brotherhood.
Did you join just for Bill, or are you a true believer?
I'm not sure a true believer would be having milkshakes with the Fed.
She then becomes enlisted as an undercover agent to collect information and offer it up to the authorities about possible attacks against the government.
I want to talk about making ourselves ready for the war against white America!
If I was gonna do something, something big, would you help me?
Like, what kind of thing?
Timothy McVeigh and others in the Patriot movement wanted to avenge Waco and Ruby Ridge. They saw the government overstepping their bounds, their power, and they felt they needed to, take back arms.
People like us were in that building. Kinds of people nobody cares about.
Whatever it is you're doing, I'm in.
Terry Nichols was an accomplice in the bombing. Tim could not describe how the bomb was made. Terry described it in detail, exactly how the bomb was made. He was instrumental, he had to be part of this because I don't believe Tim could have done it without him.
He was very disconnected. He was kind of using Terry Nichols as the funds to acquire the materials for his bomb. He saw relationships, I think, as very transactional, and I felt like that I could work from to build his hatred and the amount of toxicity that built up over his lifetime.
Nobody cares about us because they don't fear us, but they will.